Hello everyone. I hope all of you will be fine and I hope the students will join us very soon. At the moment, I'm going to introduce Ghita Ibrahimi. She's a speaker and a mentor at AI Explain You Science, and she is doing a PhD in economics and social sciences at Sidi Muhammad bin Abdullah University. She's focusing more towards marketing. Geeta Ibrahimi holds a master's degree in marketing, commercial strategies, and she's more committed to investigate all elements of digital transformation, digital technologies, and innovation. Her research work includes digital transformation that can easily simulate the innovation across all forms and stages, particularly focusing more to influence on customer adoption and diffusion. I'm happy to have Geeta Ibrahimi on this particular stage with us. Over to you, Geeta Ibrahimi, and you can start your session. Slowly, the people will join us as well.
Okay, thank you, Inamla, for the introduction. I'm gonna try to share my screen so we can see the presentation. Okay, am I seen?
Yes, you are visible.
Okay, so hello everyone, and welcome to this special training session organized by AI Explains You Science. I'm Ghita Ibrahimi. I'm a PhD candidate and professor at Sidi Mohammed bin Abdullah University. And I'm glad to be upon you today to present a session on Mendeley, how to use Mendeley to manage your references with ease. So my session will be divided into two parts. First of all, we're going to try to do a little introduction to academic writing and referencing. Then we're going to move to the second part where we're going to navigate Mendeley. Like, we're going to do like a practical stuff to navigate Mendeley. So for the first part, we need to know what is academic writing. I mean, what do we mean by academic writing? So, academic writing is much more than just a technical skill. It's a fundamental skill for any researcher aspiring to communicate their ideas, discoveries, and arguments effectively within the scientific community. Whether you're writing a journal article, a doctoral thesis, or a research paper, the quality of your writings plays a decisive role in how your work is received and understood by your peers and readers. So, what is referencing? Academic writings are often associated with references in order to give credit to the author's editors. These academic references are known to help validate arguments, avoid plagiarism, and give readers a good idea of how the information is being followed up if necessary. The importance of academic references has been emphasized and can be seen when publishing all or part of academic writing without proper authorization or referencing, which could imply a form of intellectual property theft. So, academic referencing has been defined as the practice of recognizing in academic texts the intellectual work of others, work that has been formally presented in the public domain and is still accessible in some way. So, as you develop your own ideas and arguments and use the work of others to support or contrast your views, it's very important that you clearly identify which ideas are yours and which belong to another person or source. You should always acknowledge ideas and works that are not originally yours by providing a reference to the source of this information. This is like very essential to avoid plagiarism. And you know what is plagiarism, especially when it comes to doctoral thesis or paper. It can lead to a total rejection. So, in academic work, reference is the appropriate recognition of the following. It's either a citation, you reference, you cite a citation of somebody. When you paraphrase, also, you should cite the text you paraphrased, and even if you summarize a text, you should cite it. You must also provide reference to any ideas you use in your work that comes from someone else. Data or other information that is not generally known, controversial, or special knowledge. For example, you don't need to provide a reference to the fact that kiwi is New Zealand's national bird, but if you were to say that the kiwi population is declining at a rate of 4 to 5% per year, then a reference is required because like you're stating facts and numbers. So you should note, or we should note, that the origin of your information, social media, TED Talk, newspaper, magazine, government report, does not determine whether you need to provide a reference or not, nor does it matter whether the source of your information has been officially published. Although this might have an impact on the credibility and authority of the material, especially in high-impact journals, Scopus 1, Q1, and Q2, so they need like a solid source of information and timely ones. So, why is it important to use references in academic writing? So first of all, it's helped to show that you have been true and careful or rigorous in your academic work. It indicates which material is the work of another person or comes from another source. It indicates which material is your original work, since you have provided a citation for a work that is not your own. It allows the reader to refer to any external, not your own, material that you have stated or discussed. It gives the reader an indication of the quality and authority of the material you refer to, such as an article published in a respected journal, an unpublished opinion piece of a popular website, etc. It allows the reader also to see whether you have included recent work, because like in high impact journals, you need like to include recent work, especially in the introduction part, or it can be rejected sometimes. Seminal, early and influential work, and material central to your research topic. But there is like a different referencing style, and the choice of which to use depend on the professional body, institution, and publishers involved, as well as the user's familiarity with the referencing styles. If you are like familiar with journals, like publishing in journals or conference papers, you're gonna notice that there is a difference in coding styles between these journals or between these conferences. So, in all referencing systems, a short reference called in-text citation is placed appropriately in the body of the text to provide a key to the full bibliographic details that will follow later in your work, in the footnotes, endnotes, reference lists, or bibliography. The format and terms used depend on the citation style that we talked about. The terms reference list or bibliography is the one we find like in the end of a doctoral thesis or in the end of a paper, are sometimes used to mean the same thing, such as the complete list of references or bibliographic details for the source you have cited. The term bibliography can be used more broadly to describe a list of relevant, influential, and related sources, which may also include works you haven't directly cited. So one of the most popular styles is Vancouver, okay? In Vancouver, in the in-text citation, you can find like the number here between brackets, okay? And in the references, you can find it like this. So if you do references manually, this is how we do it, but if you're using a reference manager software, it do it itself. So, second most popular style, it's APA, okay? There is like two options for the in-text citation. It's either you write the author's name and the years between brackets, or you write the author name and the year between brackets. And in the reference list, like bibliography list, down there, you're gonna find it like this. For Chicago, okay, in the intake citation, you're gonna find just the number of the citation, 1, 2, 3, or 15. In the footnotes, we're gonna find this. Like the difference between Chicago and other styles is like the footnotes. In bibliography, it is written like this. For bibliographic referencing management softwares, reference management softwares provide an organized database for researchers and students, simplifying the creation of bibliographies and reference lists in a variety of citation styles. They enable references to be stored, organized, and formatted, reducing the workload associated with editing and avoiding formatting errors. These tools are really essential for accessing scientific literature, facilitating article writing, and supporting academic research, especially in the case of a doctoral thesis when you have like more than maybe sometimes 100 references to add. So software to manage references is really crucial and important. So another definition was given by Telstar, says that reference management softwares allows authors to build a library of references by entering the details of each reference in a structured format. They typically support mechanisms for organizing sets of references by tagging or using folders, generate references, citation, or bibliographies in a range of referencing styles. This is what we have been saying like all along the session. So why should we use a citation management software instead of just doing it manually? So it is very useful for us researchers, authors, or students because it enables us to record and use bibliographic citations. As I said, we can process them manually, but software offers like a greater flexibility and efficiency because, you know, we don't have time like to do it manually. We have like a lot of work, a lot of papers, so it might be like very difficult. So reference management is labor intensive, but a necessary part of information management. Correct references ensures that the source and authors used to support research are properly acknowledged, avoid plagiarism, and provides evidence that proper research has been undertaken. If references are incomplete and therefore cannot be found, there's a serious problem for you, your organization, and your users. Because like when there is plagiarism, it's not like only your problem, but it's your co-author's problem, your organization problem, etc. That's why there's a growing number of reference software packages available today that can help you and your users in this process. So we need these reference management software for many reasons, such as maintaining a reference database, creating bibliographies and reference lists, facilitating the reading and recording of reference items, helping build customized bibliographic reference database, manage citation and reference list formatting, insert new citations seamlessly, store, organize, and format references in the manuscript, reduce editing, proofreading, and formatting workload, organize information on documents relating to a given subject to help readers access them. One like of the most popular research management softwares are Mendeley, Zotero, and EndNote. So I've added those because I found them online, but in Morocco, we only know like Mendeley, Zotero, and EndNote. And especially we use Zotero and Mendeley because EndNote is a paid software and we don't have funding for this, okay? So, as for Zotero, it's a reference management tool that lets you store, organize, annotate, and cite sources without leaving the browser. It automatically detects consulted references and offers seamless integration with various information sources. It also has extensions for the Firefox browser and offers HTML summarization functionalities. EndNote also is like the oldest citation management software. and one of the most popular for desktop computers. It is available under license for both web and desktop editions. The software is mainly used by scientific and technological community, but as I said, it's a paid software. For Mendeley, it's often compared with the iTunes of research papers. It offers an online platforms allowing users to drag and drop research articles into the site, manually add documents or import EndNote, XML, RIS, BibTeX files. It first appeared on the market in 2008 and continues to be social web-oriented software. So users can easily upload their PDF files and citations while sharing information publicly or privately. It generally offers two versions, one for the desktop and one for the web. There was also a version for phone, but I think it doesn't exist anymore. And it includes features such as PDF data, metadata import, automatic document naming and sorting, opening multiple PDFs in a single application with tab navigation, and the ability to highlight and annotate PDFs within the application. So when we have like a lot of software, we should like choose the one that suits us well. When I first started my PhD, I just chose Mendeley just like that, without just comparing with other softwares to manage references. But in your case, when choosing the right software packages, you should know why I'm choosing this one and not another one. So you need to consider the hardware you have and whether your organization has an IT standard to comply with, like Mac or Android. So how many users are likely to need to use the software? Because sometimes in some universities they work in teams, so they need to use this software, all of them. So is there a network capable version? Will users be based in a single location, or is access required anytime, anywhere? Can data be easily transferred from one type of computer to another? You should also take into consideration the integrity of collection. Whether entering author name, journal titles, keywords, or other reference elements, the extent to which consistency is maintained affects the validity of the extracted data and the speed of retrieval. So you need to check which functions are provided to help maintain a consistent database, such as alphabetical lists, duplicate detection, and alternative periodical names. You should see if the software allows you to import references from a range of databases, suppliers, and providers. You need also to be clear about whether you're getting your data from, so you can check that the import process is straightforward. Some softwares are designed for specific disciplines, while others are multidisciplinary, as we saw for EndNote. It is mainly used for technological stuff. Direct searching of specific databases, such as Web of Science, library catalogs, etc., is often integrated to check whether your favorites are listed, like favorite papers. So, producing a bibliography at the touch of a button is the main time-saving feature of this type of software. And the provision of several hundred output styles removes to some extent the need to know citation rules and practices, but only if the required style is supported. Although entering and retrieving references should be straightforward, specific training is often required to make full use of these softwares. So, we were talking about mainly advantages and reference management software advantages, but there are also difficulties in using Mendeley. We can find like that learning reference management software such as Mendeley can be demanding, requiring time and practice to master the citation and references skill needed for academic work. So students must invest time in understanding references and practices using the software for effective use. Because when you use, like when I started PhD, I was using Mendeley just arbitrary, okay? So when I've started learning about it, I've started making good use of it. Reference management software can fall short in detecting inconsistencies in entries, risking incomplete or incorrect references if users fail to enter data correctly, leading to potential omission of references. Reference management softwares also can fail, leading to interruptions in academic rating, forcing students to perform references manually, which can compromise the accuracy and speed of the process. Well, for the third one, it happens occasionally, voire never. So now we move to the second part of our session. So when we choose Mendeley as a reference management software, the first thing we should do is to create a Mendeley account. Okay, we go to the Mendeley website and we create a Mendeley account. I can do this manually right now because I've already have a Mendeley account. Okay, so you need to create a Mendeley account. Then you need to sign in into your account. Then, so you can download Mendeley, you should just type Mendeley and search on Google and click download. It's like very easy. When here you click download Mendeley desktop, and then you save the file like in the pop-up windows that appears. You go to the right-hand corner and you click on the Mendeley desktop. So afterwards, a pop-up window will appear. You should click next. You should agree. You should agree to the license, and then you should browse the location of the file, maybe in your desktop, Then you should log into Mendeley desktop and you'll be able to have this particular window. Of course, in your case, it will be like all clear here, but in my case, I've already saved files, so it appears like this. We should know that, as we said, Mendeley doesn't only have a desktop-like version. We can also have a Mendeley web interface. Okay, it lets you access your references on the move, well as take notes and make annotations. Okay, we're gonna see this afterwards. So the Mendeley web interface looks like this. You have like in the left hand here we can add like references. Okay, we can check recent reads, favorites, your publications. Also, you can add like your paper separately, trash, collections, and so on. And we also have the Mendeley desktop interface. Okay, it looks like this. It's quite of different, but we have like the same features. It offers like a more complete experience of organizing, collaborating, and discovering. We also have like a plugin. We're gonna see it afterwards. So in the Mendeley desktop interface, the left-hand panel in here, where is my, okay. We're gonna find like the documents you have, favorites, documents that needs review, your publications, and here are your files. Okay, you can organize your literature into files. And here you have like name of authors, publications, and so on. In the middle panel, you can find all of your references. You can check them by year, published in, when the document was added, title, and authors. How to import files into Mendeley. Okay, so you click in this, okay, and you say add folder to add like a file, and you just click on all of them and click open. Okay, you can also import files manually. You can create a reference manually using add entry manually. You can import references from other like software management, from reference management softwares. If you used to use EndNote or Zotero or another reference management software, you can switch to Mendeley, or even if you have a friend that uses another reference management software and sent you like a file or something, you can import them easily from this. Okay. You can also drag and drop the files in Mendeley. If you have like a collection of papers that you need to add very quickly. You can also use a function that it calls web importer function. Okay, this web bookmark helps you to save references to your library directly from the database page, such as Scopus, Web of Science, and so on. This is like the easiest way to add documents without saving the document and then adding it to the software. Here, as I said, you need to install something called Web Importer. Okay, it's either in Firefox and Google Chrome or any other browser. So when you install Web Importer, you're gonna find the Mendeley here. Okay, and if you need to save any file, you save it like this. Okay, but I might be like credible if I say I never use this Web Importer plugin. Okay, you can synchronize afterwards imported files, because you can use like Mendeley Desktop and Mendeley Web at the same time. And even if you use Web Importer, you should synchronize to have like the same files in all of your versions. Even when it comes to annotations and notes, favorites, your ads and stuff, you can synchronize. Okay, so you can have like same files in all of your versions. For the library management, you can add like your file just like that, or you can sort them in folders and subfolders. Okay, as for doctoral thesis, you can like sort the references from a chapter, like chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, and in each chapter you can have like subfolders. I might show you this later. In the Mendeley, like you can find also search, where you can search your a paper according to the name, the title of the paper, or publishing year and journal or conference. You can type them in here so you can search them like rapidly. Mendeley helps you also find duplicate search, because sometimes we add like more we add one paper like twice or in 3 times or something, so we need to find duplicates easily. Mendeley help us do this, as duplicates will be listed in this part, where it's written check for duplicates, okay? Select them one by one if the details don't conflict, and simply click to a button to confirm the merge of two papers in one. If there are conflicts and the details are different, we should go to the right-hand panel and tick any unchecked boxes. Like this. I mean, we have the same paper 3 times. We just click on the 3 files and confirm the merge, and we will have just one file. We can also edit informations, okay? Sometimes when you upload a paper or a doctoral thesis, you don't have full informations you need to cite them. Perhaps there is no journal, perhaps there is no volume. So if you want to do academic writing right and referencing right, you should edit your informations your own, okay? It's either you search for the informations, like you let Mendeley correct them. If Mendeley isn't able to correct the data, you correct them yourself, okay? There are also some files that are like this, okay? For the tags, you can also use tags in Mendeley, so you can add a label to references, okay? For example, here is a paper about an anemometer, okay? So we add a tag saying that it's a paper about anemometer. And here, if you need to filter papers by tags, you filter it by your tags. Here you have anemometer, appropriate technologies, disease, drug, VCX, etc. You also have the option favorites. Sometimes when we are collecting data and we read some papers, we find some papers more appealing to our subject or to our paper than others. So instead of listing them with folders and subfolders, we can add them to favorites, so we can keep them for another read, or just use them specifically in some stuff. We also have the option read and unread in here. So it can help us see if we did read the paper or not, okay? So the green documents are not opened yet, okay? They are unread, but the ones here with this little circle are read, okay? Mendeley enables you also to highlight and annotate your PDFs, okay? When we read in a paper, of course, we find some paragraphs more appealing to our research than others. So we can highlight them. It's either for personal use or to tell other people, co-authors or people from our organization, to read the same paragraph. Mendeley allows you also to share your references with a group of users, okay? It's just that this option is paid, okay? You can have, I think, 5 groups or something like this, but the option is paid. Okay, so you can share references, folders, and stuffs with people from your organization, your laboratory, or co-authors. So when you click to creating group, a pop-up window appears, okay? You should select the group type. If it's private, only group members can share, can see the things you shared. Invite only people you invite. And open, I mean people from all over the world can see your folder, the folder you shared. Just one thing, before using Mendeley, in referencing, you should install what's called MS Word plugin. Okay, if you need to reference from Word, you need to install it. Because here, when you install it, you have like this window. You can cite from it. Okay, you click insert citation and you start citing your works from it. I'm gonna show you this afterwards. You can even edit citations and choose the style that is suitable for you. And if you don't find your style here, you can search for more quoted styles that are more suitable to what you're aiming to do, or the paper or the conference paper you're trying to do. So afterwards, when we finish like citing all of our works, in the end we have like the bibliography or the reference list. So we insert bibliography and the list will appear from A to Z. Now we're gonna move like to a practical application of Mendeley. What? Okay. Can you see here, please? So here is like the Mendeley interface for web. Okay. So here we have in the left panel, you can add your references. As I said, you can import files from your computer. For example, let me find something I can import. Let's click to this, peut-être, okay? And you click open and the file starts importing, okay? Here you find all of your references, okay? The recently added references, the recently read, okay, because I don't use this Mendeley web so often, so I don't have like many reads in here. Here you have favorites. For example, you can go here and click, here is my favorite, here is my favorite, here is my favorite, and then you can find it in here. You have your own publications. I didn't add them in here yet. You have the inserted publications. The inserted publications or papers, I'm sorry, as I said, they're the ones that are not integrated in these collections, okay? Here you can find duplicates, okay? So in the Mendeley web, if you have duplicates, here we have like 4 duplicates, you click action and you click keep this reference, okay? Here also, actions, keep this reference only, okay? Keep this reference only until you finish like checking all the duplicates. Here you find trash, when you can find like all the papers that you didn't use or weren't as appealing as they are for our research. And here we can have like collections. As I'm working on digital transformation, as you might all know, there are like several dimensions of digital transformation, and I cannot set them all in one folder. So here I created the folder digital transformation dimension, and here are some subfolders such as culture, customer, organization, people, strategy, and technology. Okay, and in each one you find the following documents. Okay. Here we're going to talk about missing values. Okay, so here we see that there is like no author, no anything. We have just the title of the paper. So we need to change it. Okay, if it's we can also change it if it's a book, if it's a paper, if it's a conference proceeding, if it's a magazine, report, etc. Okay, so when you change, for example, to a book, even this information sometimes change. Conference proceedings also. You can find that informations can change. In here you can like add annotation, and my notebook is empty. I guess I didn't read it at all. So here we find like the option creating groups, so you can share your data with other people. Okay. So to create like a folder and subfolder, for example, AI-EYS. Okay, this is like my folder, my main folder. Okay, and here you click new sub-collection. For example, I add here Ghita. Okay, you can also add a new sub-collection. We call it Enam. Okay, this is the sub-collection for this one. But if you needed to add like a subfolder for this one, you click new sub-collection and you write like Ahmed. Okay, so you can have like folders, subfolders, and subfolders. Okay, so this like helps you to collect your data very effectively. Moving like to the desktop version. Okay, it's like quite different from the version we know, the web version. So here we find also library when you have like all your documents, your recently added documents, your recently read documents. Here you can add your favorites. Here there are the documents that needs review, where we can have like incorrect informations. As I said, for example, you can search for the correct information using Mendeley, or you can add them your own. Okay. So as I said, for some documents, this is a report of ENRT. Okay. So it's not really found. The informations aren't really available online. So you may, for example, add here with report. Okay. Authors, you can add like RNT, institution. You can add like the year and the pages according to, for example, here, 32. Okay. You can find either sometimes there aren't here no informations. When you click search, there are just incorrect informations, but you need to correct the details yourself, such as like this. You can copy and paste either from your paper, or you can search for the paper in Google Scholar. Okay, for example, let's go to Google Scholar and search for the paper, and then click Cite, and here you have like the full informations you need. You can copy them and paste them on Mendeley, but it's not always the case. Mendeley detects like all of them, and even if there are incorrect informations, it helps you correct them like this. Okay, here it just missing the title, so we copy the title and we pass it. Okay, you can even check if it's a conference proceeding, if it's journal article, and so on. I think this one is a paper, it's not a conference proceeding. Okay, journal article. Okay, so if it is a thesis, you can add it, and if it's a journal article, you can add it. If it's a thesis, of course, information change and so on. What to add? So here there are like the folders and subfolders. Here you can find that this is like the folder for my thesis. Okay, you can find like dimensions and subfolders. You can find like every chapter of my thesis in here, and also the methodological chapters and so on. So as I said, it helps you like quite a lot. Here you can have groups. Okay, You can create groups like this. You name your group, for example, Ghita. You click create a group. When you want to invite people, of course, you send invitations, and then the group is created. Okay, but you need to invite people so they can access this group. Delete group. Okay. So we only need one thing, is citations. Okay, here I'm gonna use a black document. When we need to cite something, for example, when you applied like the MS plugin for Word, if you need to insert citation, you click here. Okay. For example, I'm gonna add my own paper. Okay, here, and it's cited like easily. Okay, if you wanna change the style, you change it from here. If it's Chicago, if it's EEE, if it's nature, if it's Vancouver, see, it's changing. And if you don't find like the style required, the content style required here, you can add more styles and search it in here. Okay, I don't know which style, but you can even update references here. So I think I might add some more papers, for example. Okay, G something. And then these are the in-text citation we talked about. Afterwards, when we finish references, we click insert by bibliography, and it's inserted automatically. You just need to have like your informations well handled. So I think I finished my presentation for today. If you please have like any questions, you are welcome.
First of all, Ghita Ibrahimi, thank you so much for your such a good session you delivered. There is one question from the audience, Dr. Rashmi Soni. She said that, can you please share your PPT after your completion? And also there is one question. I just joined. I have a question. Does this Mendeley help find resources and articles for you, for your research, or what exactly?
So Mendeley doesn't help you find sources for your research. It helps you store files. You search yourself for your research. Okay, it's a reference management software, not like a researching software.
That's great. If anyone else is having question, please ask.
So, it's Abdus Sami. Am I audible?
Yes, please.
So basically, I joined 5 to 10 minutes late. So basically, my question is related to Mendeley. So basically, if we have IE and Google Scholar resources and platforms, why we use Mendeley? Yes. So this. Go on.
So when you download like references from Scopus Web of Science, where do you download them? In your desktop, okay? In a file in your desktop. Perhaps you don't have your desktop anymore. Perhaps perhaps you don't have like your computer anymore. You don't have like your data stored like in a management reference software. And as I said in the advantages, sometimes perhaps you want to share your data with other people. Okay, so you use this reference management tool. It is like very difficult to add your references manually, so you need this reference management software, so it can help you make good use of your references and help you add your references for like your paper, doctoral thesis and stuffs, because doing these stuffs manually takes time and it's really work intensive stuff. So I think it is very useful. You could have joined like earlier, so you can like get more about the advantages of the software itself. Thank you.
Thank you. That's all from my side.
Mm-hmm.
Any other question from the audience, please? I think there are no more questions. Really, thank you so much, Ghita Ibrahimi, for your session. And we are going to wind up our mentorship session. Really, thank you so much for your time. And I hope we'll invite you in the upcoming sessions as well. And hope that the audience have learned so many good things about Mendeley, and we'll invite you for the upcoming sessions as well. Really, thank you so much, Ghita Ibrahimi.
Thank you, Amala, and thank you everyone for attending to my session. I hope I can see you in other sessions, inshallah. Thank you very much.
Yeah, welcome always. You're always welcome on this stage.
Thank you.